My name is Pradeep and welcome to another video. Today in this video, I will tell you about a method through which great scientists like Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, Marie Curie and many other scientists made discoveries, how they did great inventions. And if you learn this method and you can be like them, you can become a great scientist just like them. So let us begin the video. Now, let's see what are the steps of the scientific method and how you can follow it. So, let us understand the scientific method with a situation. You enter a room and turn on the switch, but the light doesn't turn on. आपने एक दो बार और switch on off करके देखा, but still the light doesn't work. This is observation, which leads to the problem that the light is not working. Observation is the first step of the scientific method. It means carefully noticing things around you. Observation का मतलब ये नहीं कि whatever you see with your eyes is observation. No, observation is also what you hear, what you smell, what you feel, and sometimes what you taste. Scientists, while solving problems, they don't just look. They observe patterns, details, and changes very carefully, which others might miss. So, proper observation is very crucial for the scientific method. Now, after you have observed, you start thinking, your mind starts thinking that why is the light not turning on? Or what is the problem? What is the issue? This asking questions is the next step of the scientific method. Asking the right question is the key to solve any problem. The questions जो आप पूछोगे should be clear and specific. They should be based on what you noticed, what you observed. These questions that you ask will help you understand the problem very deeply. Scientists always ask questions to understand how things work and understand any problem deeply. Now, coming back to our situation, what will you do? What you do is you will gather more information about the problem. You will check that if there is a power cut, या फिर आप किसी से पूछोगे, आपके neighbors हो गए या किसी से भी, or else you can search about the problem on the internet. This, what you just did, is called background research. It means gathering information about the problem from different sources. It helps us understanding about the problem better and finding better solutions. You can get information from different sources like books, internet, or you can speak to anyone. Background research is important for scientists to make a better plan about the problem and for finding solutions. So you did your observation, you did your background research, and then now you will think कि क्या possible reasons हो सकते हैं जिससे ये problem हुई. These guesses of possible reasons are called as hypotheses. Now there can be many different hypotheses for this situation. जैसे maybe the bulb is fused, or maybe the switch is faulty, या फिर there is a problem in the wires. So there can be so many hypotheses for any problem. A hypothesis is a possible explanation for your problem. A hypothesis is an idea that can be tested. अब इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? It means that जो भी guess हम करते हैं for any problem, हम उसको perform करके देख सकते हैं and पता लगाते हैं कि क्या उस hypothesis से हमको solution मिलेगा या नहीं. It is based on your observations, your background research, and your logical thinking. A good hypothesis should be testable, meaning if it is right or wrong through experiments. And for scientists, and when you will become a scientist, hypothesis will actually make it easier to design experiments and find proper solutions to any problems. So, hypothesis formation is a very important part of the scientific method. Coming back to our problem, you have made different hypotheses. Now it is time to test your ideas or test your hypotheses. For the first hypothesis, what you do is, or what experiment is, you change the bulb and see. What you do is, आपने दूसरा कोई bulb ले लिया and उसको देखा लगा के, and you see that the light still does not work. इसका मतलब your first hypothesis was wrong. Now check the other hypothesis. You check another switch. The switch also works. इसका मतलब there is electricity. There is no power cut. Finally, for the last hypothesis, what you do is you open the switchboard and what do you see? You see that there is a loose wire. There could be other problems, but let's take this one जिसमें the wires are loose. These things which you just did, जैसे bulb change करना, checking the wires of the light, this process is called experimentation. You tested your guesses or hypotheses with different actions. And these are called experiments. They are done to test any hypothesis. Proper experiment should be well planned and to get accurate results. Because the more carefully you test, the more accurate will be your results. So testing or experimentation is important to find solutions. So now you know the problem कहाँ है और क्या है. You learned that the problem was the wire is loose, the bulb was fine, the electricity was fine. The real problem was a loose wire. Scientists just like this analyze their results to find the correct answer. Analyzing results means looking at the data which you get from the experiments and understanding what it tells us. You check if your results they go with your hypothesis or not. Scientists they carefully examine data to find patterns, to find trends or any unexpected results. They use different tools, say graphs, tables, and different statistical analysis methods. Sometimes they also repeat their experiments to confirm their findings. So proper analysis, it prevents mistakes and false conclusions. It helps in improving experiments and making new discoveries and new inventions. Up tak you have done almost everything, but not everything. So the final and the last step of the scientific method is to share or communicate your results. Like in our situation, we found out that the wire was loose, and when you find the reason behind it, you tell others like your friends or family members or anyone, जिससे कि whenever they face that problem, they know what to do or how to handle the situation. Scientists they always share and communicate with everyone. They do it through different methods like reports, papers, presentations, or even discussions. This final step helps improve knowledge and to find new discoveries and new inventions. So, without this step, the scientific method is incomplete. So, let us quickly summarize the scientific method. So, the first step of the scientific method is observation. You observe and find the problem. Then, asking questions. You ask questions related to the possible causes of the problem that you solve. Then, the next step is background research, in which you gather information as much as you can from different sources like internet, books, etc. Then the fourth step, hypothesis formation. This includes the possible guesses that you make for the possible solution to your problem. Then experimentation. In this step, you design experiments, you think about experiments in which your hypothesis is tested. Then the next step is analyzing results. जो भी आपने experiments करे, उनका जो भी result आया, you analyze the results carefully, very properly, in which you see trends and patterns. Then the final step, which is share or communicate the results. Whatever you find, the results you communicate with others, so that they can also know about the problem and the solution that you found out. But the scientific method which we just saw is not always direct. That is, हमेशा यही steps follow होंगे. That is not necessary. Sometimes when scientists they do the background research, when they do the hypothesis formation, and then they do different experiments. Now the experiments can sometimes be in the favor or against the favor of the hypothesis. So if the scientists अगर वो agree नहीं करते हैं with the results of the experiments, what they do is they repeat the experiments again, or what they do is they change the hypothesis, they do it again. They do it again. That is, they make hypothesis again. That is, they make different hypotheses again, and they again test it with different experiments. Sometimes the experiments they do not go according to the plan. So scientists what they do is after analyzing the results, and अगर उनको लगता है कि that the experiment has to be done again, so what they do is they repeat this step, which is experimentation. They design new experiments and do it again. So the scientific method is flexible. Many steps can be repeated many a times. The scientific process is a very important process which is needed to become a scientist. अगर आपको भी scientist बनना है, तो you should definitely learn the scientific method by heart, and also you should practice while studying in your daily life. It helps to develop your critical thinking. It helps you to question, to analyze, and to think like a real scientist. So science is not just about memorizing. It is about logical and critical thinking, which comes to the practice of the scientific method. In my further videos, हम इस method को use करेंगे to learn different concepts, different topics, different principles rather than just memorizing. And this method will definitely help you to score good in your exams and also develop the mindset of a scientist. So think, question, experiment, and never stop learning. I hope you like this video, and I'll see you in the next video.